and welcome to CryptoBytes, the podcast where we find today's news and information in the crypto space and break it down into bite-sized chunks. I'm your host, Rick.
And I am Rob. Welcome, everybody, back to the show. Help us out. Hit the like, subscribe, ping the bell. We did post this link over on Twitter, so retweet that as well.
Please and thank you. Please and thank you.
And if you're interested in a Bitcoin, there's a discount today, this past couple of 3 days. Go up to our link over here, swanbitcoin.com/AGC. You sign up, you get free $10 of Bitcoin, regardless of where.
And if Bitcoin ain't your game, but ADA is, think about staking with AGC. That's ticker AGC. Single stake full operator, low saturation rate, which means when we mint a block, you get more reward. More reward. There.
All right, so let's just get into this, man. Cardano hit another, I think, milestone in game-changing function.
What are you talking about this week?
ERC20 converter. We've spoken about it a while back, a long time ago, I think, where you can take your Ethereum ERC20 tokens, put them over to a bridge, and convert that into Cardano native assets. Yesterday was the first day it came live. We have AGIX SingularityNet.
Mm-hmm.
They have a bridge for their token. So essentially, I mean, I don't want to disparage them, but they claim to be a Cardano project that couldn't wait for smart contracts or DeFi to come on board. So they started on Ethereum. And now since it's bridged, and we have it up on screen, you can now burn your AGIX or NXT tokens on the Ethereum side and mint them on the Cardano side. And there's already trading pools on Minswap and all these other dexes that you can do DeFi with. So again, this is a big step forward for Cardano. You still have to pay Ethereum fees to transfer those tokens over, but if you do that, it's your last time on Ethereum, essentially.
Why would you go back?
Means.
So I'm excited for what this means. That means we have a functional bridge available. Now, does this mean right away that all of these mainstream projects on Ethereum are going to move over to Cardano? Probably not. Let's be honest here. Probably not.
But we did not have the hundreds of thousands of projects started when smart contracts became online, right? Some people anticipated that.
But we also got to experience what happened when smart contracts came online. Huge joint excitement, wonderful milestone, love to see it. But I think we all had a higher expectation. Very similar to when I took my niece to go do a helicopter drop for the Easter eggs. I thought guys in helicopters dropping tons of eggs from the sky. It's going to be raining eggs. What it actually was one guy poking out of the helicopter with essentially a tiny trash bag worth of eggs, just kind of piddling it down, and that's how I like the smart contract drop.
It's that meme, expectations and reality.
Yeah, but we get it. Development's happening. We have the bridge now. This is super exciting,
right? And not only the bridge, but we also have this, new tool from IoT.
Is Adi converting ETH? Sim, right?
How was that?
AGI converting the ETH.
No, you have to pay the Ethereum fees in Ethereum.
Oof.
For those in the chat, yeah. So, I have little to no Ethereum, and I don't have ERC20 tokens, so I probably won't be using it. So if
I have some Ethereum, but in order for me to move that Ethereum, it's going to cost me more in gas fees than I own in Ethereum.
Can we have wrap Ethereum on Cardano? The answer is yes. But this is a good topic, a good segue to our new topic. So, Wingriders, they're another dex on Cardano. They came online, I think, last week or a week and a half ago. So they have a private bridge for USDC. They started a stablecoin pair, right? So now you can swap your ADA for USDC, and you can put the USDC alongside your Cardano native asset, and you basically have a stable trading pair. What ended up happening was that I would call it a hug of death. A lot of people swapped out their ADA for USDC, which caused the trading pair to become imbalanced and USDC skyrocketing up in terms of dollars, so it was no longer at $1. So obviously, there's still growing pains on Cardano. Those early investors thought it was a good idea to have a private bridge to bring over USDC for their platform. In hindsight, I don't think that's a good idea. The more people you have providing liquidity, obviously, it's better for everybody in terms of keeping a stable price. So maybe in the future we'll see a bridge that's open to the general public for USDC, USDT. Even though we have spoken about it in the past, how USDT could be a giant scam, and that that sword hanging over everyone's head, ready to fall.
Well, I think you and I both have seen this inevitable outcome, but we call it stable coin right now. But as we've said, the government agencies, any kind of governing body over crypto isn't going to be able to control the cryptocurrency. They will try to control how you spend it and where it can be spent on. So I fully believe that the stable coin of choice will turn into what's the word I'm looking for? CBDC.
Oh, the stable coin of choice is going to be Cardano.
And then everyone converts to that, and they have to use that in the marketplace, and they convert back to their crypto of choice for hobby.
Right. That was a deadpan joke for anybody who didn't get it. People in the the DeFi or even the crypto community call Cardano a stable coin. I think one of the factors leading up to that is that projects, in order to pay their overhead and their staff and their day-to-day living, they have to sell ADA. That puts ADA into the market, which causes downward pressure, which, I don't expect to see $3 ADA anytime soon because of this. And because we have all these projects, apparently there's over 1,000 projects developing on Cardano. They're going to be selling ADA into the open market, again, to pay for their overhead. I mean, obviously we're buying at these prices, but
backing that dump truck up.
If there's too much of a downward pressure, we're going to see prices like we saw this past morning at 87 cents again.
Hey man,
in US dollars.
The floor is the limit here. I hope.
I'm not
to buy me some ADA at 30.
I am not complaining because you get a safe return just staking ADA in stake pools, right? AGC was one of them. You can be a little risky by providing liquidity into a pair. I just pulled out of a Minswap pool, and I did all my calculations. I'm pretty sure I did my calculations somewhat correct. I came out on top of my pairs. Not only just leaving in for the 30 days, obviously there's swings and impermanent loss that happened during those 30 days, but at the end, there was no impermanent loss. I was actually above.
Impermanent loss.
In both tokens, and the Minswap, or the Mint token that I did receive, I switched that into ADA to pay the fees. And let me tell you, man, if you don't have thousands of ADA worth of your token pairs, I don't think it's worth it right now.
Really? Okay.
You're paying at least it's like four ADA in fees. Two of it goes to the house, whatever they do, and two is a deposit that you get back when you pull out your funds. So that's calculated in the mix. So you have to do your calculations. You got to do your math, okay? And you got to make sure that your position is working for you, and if it's not, you got to know how to cut your losses. And for what I'm seeing in the Twitterverse, a lot of people in Cardano, they don't know crypto financing. They don't know how to cut losses. They don't know what permanent losses, how to calculate their whatever it is, which just shows you how this is still ground level there, and there's a lot of opportunity to learn. And one of the dexes, again speaking about dexes, Genius Yield, they just came out with an ebook on impermanent loss, and they're going to be coming up with more books on educating people how to DeFi, not only on Cardano but just in general. Right, the basic concepts, the impermanent loss, how to calculate your 24-hour volume to check the position. If some dexes don't show that, and there's our dexes mainly revolving around ice cream that don't show you this, and they just assume, you calculate it yourself.
Oh, you're talking about the ever so popular Sunday variety of an ice cream?
Something like that. Yeah, not my favorite flavor. I prefer some other ones. And look, is there too many dexes on Cardano? I think there is. I think we have about 4 online right now. That's not including Milky Swap and Muesli Swap on the layer 2, right? And I think Wingriders, they announced they have like around 60 million in total locked volume or value locked. But again, we just talked about a private bridge to provide liquidity in a stable pair, and there wasn't enough liquidity. So when you're I guess decentralizing the liquidity across these different pools, it makes it even riskier for people to DeFi who don't have a solid foundation of DeFi.
You know, I always give the speech to someone starting off. Look up impermanent loss and remember values of 10. There's no need, and this is the only advice I can really give you guys. There's zero need for you to go all in the first time when you're trying to sell. Don't do that. My advice to you, do a factor of 10 that's comfortable. Sell that. Calculate your impermanent loss from there, and then calculate after that. Is it time to sell? And you can figure it out from there. Trust me when I tell you, this is the way. This is the way.
Right. So I think the next level above these dexes, because there's a ton of them, and there's a ton of sketchy ones like Sundaeswap app. I mean, they had a disaster of a mint, and would you ever trust a project that can't get a mint off the ground with your liquidity? I would not personally, and I think there's a lot of people in the Cardano community who wouldn't as well. But the next level is liquidity aggregators, and we have 2 projects, and I just mentioned one, Genius Yield. Wi-Fi is the other one, where you can safely DeFi without knowing how to DeFi. I mean, you just deposit your liquidity, and they'll move it around for you depending on your level of risk that you want, and of course there's a fee for it. But I mean, you don't have to manage your position every day. That's the next level of service. We see stuff like that in Ethereum. But again, it's on a layer 2, and I don't know, for some people it get complicated. Swapping a coin, bridging it, swapping it back, and then providing liquidity. That could be a headache for some people.
They can, but I fully expect there's a business out there that's going to make real money off of that. Automated.
Well, yeah, you could. I mean, I was thinking about this before we went live. Is you can either go mining for gold, or you can be the one providing the shovels. If you have the utility or governance token, whatever it is you want to call it, for something like Genius Yield or Wi-Fi, and you're getting a percentage of all the fees, and they're the go-to place to aggregate liquidity across 5-6 different dexes. I mean, I think that's a lot of fees, and it might be worth just holding that token instead of DeFi, right? And it's just my opinion, not financial advice. So, do your own research. And with that, that's your CryptoBytes.